let's go deeper into the plant medicine ceremonies story and journey. Of course, I tried some. I don't have the experience you have, and my plans to go to Peru were stopped by what happened in 2020. I was, scheduled to go and spend 2 weeks in the jungle. So, how it was the first time for you?
So I had quite a bit of experience recreationally doing plant medicines, doing mushrooms, LSD, all the things that any 20-year-old likes to experience with. But doing them in a ceremonial setting is very, very different. My first experience was with ayahuasca, and that is my all-time favorite medicine. It is what I facilitate and work with very, very often. And it took me 5 years to take ayahuasca because I was so afraid of doing it. And sure, the unknown is like, if you don't have fears about doing ayahuasca for the first time, there might be something wrong with you. Like, it is totally normal having fears. And I was so scared of it. I also heard that ayahuasca attacks the ego first. And I used to have a massive ego. I'm a very different person. And so I kept getting the pull, ayahuasca. Like every time I put on something on TV or whatever, like ayahuasca, I was like, okay, like maybe there's something to this. So I came to South America and I'm like, okay, if ayahuasca finds me, then it's meant for me. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna continue on with my life, whatever. I'm in Colombia, and the first week I was at a conscious cannabis ceremony, and during the conscious cannabis ceremony, it was good versus evil in my head. Like all of the bad decisions that I've done, all of the people that I've hurt, you're like, you can become this person, but you're not, because you've done all of these crappy things to people, to yourself, and just complete good versus evil, like my ego completely deteriorating. I went to the bathroom afterwards and I'm washing my hands. And this is the first time I audibly ever heard spirit talk to me. And I heard, "You're ready." And I'm looking around the room. I'm like, what am I ready for? I don't understand. You're ready. The very next day, a friend of mine texted me. He's like, I'm going to an ayahuasca ceremony. Do you want to come? I'm like, yes, I'm ready. And I went, and it completely changed the trajectory of my life. Ayahuasca, hands down, is the #1 catalyst to my growth. It is a medicine that I work with. I'm working on an ayahuasca book right now. I have several other projects about ayahuasca as well that I'm not ready to share just yet. After the first time, I was like, oh my goodness, every single person on this planet needs to try ayahuasca. I thought it was incredible. Now that I've worked with it for 7 years almost, I'm like, it's definitely not for everyone. But if you are called to it, please do your due diligence, and actually have that calling within yourself. Because I've worked with people, I've seen people who've had psychotic breaks because their intuition was telling them, no, I shouldn't do this, but all my friends have done this, and like, maybe it's my last thing that I have to try. Like, what do I have to lose? Like, yes, you can lose a lot, actually, like your entire life, actually. So please do your due diligence and please have a calling to it. There's tons of resources out there. Feel free to reach out to me as well. But love me some ayahuasca.
And how do you see the difference between taking ayahuasca and Nayorao?
Ayahuasca and so Noya Rao isn't a psychedelic. It's a master plant dieta. So in order to diet a plant, you have to completely get rid of all of the earthly pleasures. So while you're on dieta, a master plant dieta, you're not using shampoo, not using soap, no sugar, no salt, no spices. Like, it's very, very strict. Slightly different than the ayahuasca dieta that you might have heard of. This is a master plant dieta. So you open up the diet by energetically as well as physically. Energetically with an ayahuasca ceremony, and then physically with the extract of the plant. You would mix it with boiling water, depending on which plant it is, will depend on how you make this extract. And you're in contract with the plant for X amount of weeks, days, depending on how long your dieta is. For example, I did 2 diets that were 3 weeks each. So during the contract, you write out like a physical contract. Okay, this is what I'm asking from the plant, because each plant has specific gifts. What some are courage, some are love, some are creativity, some are protection. So each plant has different gifts. So you're asking this plant, okay, I want all of these gifts from you. And in return, I'm going to do this or give this up for the length of the contract. And you go throughout the diet, and then you would end it again physically with like a shock to the system, and then energetically with an ayahuasca ceremony. So like when you're also drinking ayahuasca, on dieta, the ayahuasca kind of takes the back seat. It's the diet that's guiding you, the plant that's giving you all the gifts and all the vision. So while you're drinking, so ayahuasca is very different while on dieta.